Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Dise versus Sheik. This game taking place here on Secret Valley. Gonna go ahead and speed things up to 4 times speed here. Dise spawning as the blue Night Elf player on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Sheik spawning as the yellow undead on the top right-hand side of the map. Things getting underway. Sheik opening things up with a Death Knight, going up against a Keeper of the Grove in this undead versus Night Elf matchup. All right, what can we expect to see here as we are about to cross the 2-minute mark? Death Knight opening up with ghouls. No sign of a graveyard as of yet, and maybe just trying to do a lot of creeping early on and get to level 2. Keeper of the Grove doing what it does best here on Secret Valley, absorbing quite a bit of damage. And I don't know if you can hear my daughter in the background. Sounds like she is quite happy indeed. As we're Ancient of, we're going to go ahead and try and heal up quite a bit of that damage. Was down to 44 hit points, so very, very dangerously low as the Keeper of the Grove now making its way out. All right, Secret Valley does have these fountains of health in the corners of the map. One of the reasons, interestingly, to see this map being played after being out of the map pool for so long. 533 creep camp, meaning one more creep will give Dice's Keeper of the Grove level 2. Meanwhile, Death Knight still wandering around here. Ghouls going back to that lumber line to work, as we still don't see a tech to tier 2 as of yet. Death Knight going to go after this 3-1 creep camp, using the Rod of Necromancy to perhaps, continue all of that creeping as the Keeper of the Grove looking to back up. That LAN does look very exciting. If we ever have a LAN back in my neck of the woods, I would definitely like to head on out there. Difficult though with all of my family obligations, but I'm still willing, and I am close to Blizzard headquarters, so hopefully they'll invite me if there's ever an event actually at Blizzard headquarters that they had a couple years back. Anyways, Ogre Warrior gonna get taken down here. Keeper of the Grove gonna try and engage Death Knight now here as well, and what's gonna end up happening? Both sides fighting next to each other. Damage couldn't rack up here as the Death Knight looking to go after that Keeper of the Grove, perhaps trying to get a surround here, and does get a 5-unit surround. All right, Keeper of the Grove trying to break free here. Death Knight can easily get a death blow off to try and keep that ghoul alive. Keeper of the Grove now in dangerous waters, down to 28 hit points, gets taken down as the archers trade a scroll of town portal right there, as the Death Knight able to finish off the rest of this Ogre Warrior creep camp. All right, beautiful 5-unit surround by Sheik, and now finishing up the remainder of this creep camp, picking up also that Tome of Strength. All right, Death Knight now looking to fall back here. Where is everything going to go down there? Keeper of the Grove still looking to clear out additional creep camps as well. There's some more treants here. Death Knight now making its way back off to the north, perhaps going to try and finish off some of the Night Crawlers and some of these Murlocs here. Archer's going to try and engage Murloc. Does not get taken down by the Death Knight. Keeper of the Grove able to get that final shot off first, and it looks like it's a race for level 3. Who can get there first, as the Murlocs are still falling? Death Knight wants to get that last shot. There goes an Entangle. There goes a Death Quell. Staff of Teleportation. Death Knight gets that final shot off there and able to teleport out of the battle, now extremely close to level 3. Death Knight also sees that there's a Tree of Life, Ancient of Wonders down across here, as a potential expansion attempt is already underway. Death Knight could make his way to the Fountain of Health off to the north, perhaps try and heal up, as that tech to tier 2 is nearly done, meaning that Lich and also Slaughterhouse should start some production. However, Sheik wanting to prove me wrong, opting to go for gargoyles instead, going into dual gargoyles instead of the obsidian, or the starting of the obsidian statue, or that Lich training, perhaps for a bit of harassment. Dise, however, does have a decent number of archers out here onto the battlefield, should be able to shut them down. Also, Keeper of the Grove with dual claws of attack, getting a bonus 14 damage. All right, Demon Hunter sitting at level 1 and nearly at level, or Demon Hunter sitting at level 1, gonna try and get some mana burns off on that Death Knight to try and slow him down. A lot of pelting damage already as the mana burn does come down here. Death Knight now needs to retreat back as he doesn't want to stick around in this fight. Demon Hunter may be able to get off one more mana burn. There's a Death Coil onto a Wisp to prevent, as the Demon Hunter could have gotten the mana burn off and saved that Wisp if he had enough foresight. Coming back through, Force Troll Berserker going to get taken down. Tree of Life is already making the slow trek on over as we are teching the Tree of Ages as well. Dice's base is rather sparse as the real buildings have been placed down in between the two bases, and even then there's not that many buildings overall. I don't see any Ancients of Lore. I can see a tech to tier 3, and either other than the Demon Hunter being out here on the battlefield, I don't see any reason for Dice to even be at tier 2 just quite yet. Hunter's Hall now being placed down as we're looking at the Death Knight trying to clear out some of the null warding creep camps off to the north here. All right, Death Knight able to absorb quite a bit of damage here, perhaps, constantly getting purged down. Are we perhaps going to see another Rod of Necromancy to try and finish things off here? Death Knight taking quite a bit of damage here, now going to be forced to try and retreat back. All right, Demon Hunter sitting at level 2, going to pick up a Potion of Greater Healing, very powerful consumable item indeed, as the Death Knight sitting at level 3. Where is the gargoyle production? All right, gargoyles, there's only a handful of them in the air right now. Not really that much of a harassment. 36 supply over 40 as we're looking at the gargoyles going after some of those wisps. All right, Archer is off over here as well. There's going to be another Death Coil taking down another Wisp there. There's a detonation as Staff of Preservation saves what would have been a low hit point Archer. Keeper of the Grove out here onto the battlefield using that Orb of Venom, applying that that damage over time. Demon Hunter perhaps could be picking up that Orb of Venom as well to get that range attack against those air units. Gargoyles now going after that Red Drake, able to easily take it down. And now the Death Knight, still playing by himself, wandering around, does have a Robe of Magi +6. Perhaps that will be given to a Lich eventually if it is ever trained up. Death Knight able to teleport all the way back home. Did he sell anything? Yes, sold an item, not quite sure which one it was. Now picking up another Rod of Necromancy. All right, this game is not a traditional undead game at all. The Gargoyles are playing a strange harassment game. Sheik does have a decent sized army, 33 supply, but it's mainly in ghouls, and he's just starting to bank a lot of lumber. At some point in time, he could throw those ghouls away, so to speak. And by throwing those ghouls away, he won't really need to retrain or have that many units in that lumber line as that Red Drake gets taken down so quickly. Death Knight able to clear out the creep camps, that Red Drake creep camp so quickly, even though there's a Fountain of Health, as those gargoyles do deal massive air-to-air damage. Coming back through, Demon Hunter already sitting at level 3. He has the Orb of Venom now and the Claws of Attack. Very, very big, very, very large amount of burst damage, especially against any unit. Well, against all of the units here, as archers are going to get pelted down once more. Death Knight now trying to finish things off, could easily get off a Death Coil. We're going to see the Death Coil there. Demon Hunter shows up, get a mana burn that Death Knight, and both sides are fighting their way through. Demon Hunter fighting next to all of these Moonwells. I believe the Demon Hunter with evasion and also micro able to apply that Orb of Venom damage over time to multiple targets. As you can see, the Gargoyle down to 149 hit points now. Meanwhile, Keeper of the Grove doing some creeping away from all of the action here as the Death Knight tries to lead those gargoyles away. Fountain of Health on the top left, completely open. Death Knight gonna heal up here. And meanwhile, we still don't. Oh, there is the Lich now. Lich out here on the battlefield, gonna pick up an Orb of Corruption. Still do not see a slaughterhouse anywhere nearby. All right, is the undead really going to find a new way to win a game without heroes and obsidian statues, and by using mass gargoyles as the strategy here, as the Keeper of the Grove ventures forth to try and clear out this Fountain of Health on the bottom right-hand side of the map? We are 10 minutes, 11 minutes into this game. I'm still waiting to see, well, Ancients of Lore or something, some other production building besides the Ancients of War here. It almost seems like both of these players agreed to not build certain units, those certain units being obsidian statues or building up an ancient of lore. So we don't see dryads or druids of the claw, even though we are at tier 3. A really strange game. Not quite sure what to make of this, as mass archers are still fairly effective. 20 over 22 damage and without any real weapon upgrades. All right, more damage getting racked back up. Are we going to see a mana burn onto that unit there? Tome of Strength going to be left behind, as we see the Scroll of Town Portal trying to protect the location here. Mass ghouls and gargoyles. Sheik with Ghoul Frenzy, a 2-1 upgrades on those gargoyles there, and perhaps going to try and engage. All right, how much damage can they really do here? If the archers go after the gargoyles, the ghouls on the ground with their fast movement speed and their very fast attack speed will cause problems. The Lich is there to apply that negative armor debuff and also be able to Frost Nova those archers to perhaps slow down their auto attack. Sheik has completely pulled every ghoul off of that lumber line and now sitting on 1600 lumber, waiting for the perfect opportunity to attack. However, Sheik's window of opportunity is closing as Dise is continuing to build an economic advantage here at the expansion at the 3 o'clock side. Here we are getting ready to engage and now trying to take down that Moonwell. Wisp coming back over. Orb of Venom going to engage there. There's a Frost Nova. Death Knight taking quite a bit of damage. Scroll of Protection now being brought back over as all of the units are trying to engage here. All right, Archer after Archer taking damage here. Lich going to get another Frost Nova off onto some of these archers as that damage does rack up. Demon Hunter needs the mana burn off onto that Lich a little bit more as damage is going to rack back up as well. Both sides still fighting their way through. Demon Hunter now going after some of those air units. Scroll of or Potion of Healing used there as the Keeper of the Grove now could be in a little bit of trouble. All right, massive damage coming back every which way. Keeper of the Grove tries to summon up more treants, but the faster movement speed of the undead army causing a bit of a problem as the Lich gets a 400 hit point heal just in time. Demon Hunter Staff of Preservation just in time as well, as the Lich still has some survivability items with that Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Death Knight still has some mana somehow, even though he's constantly being mana burned, and that is because the help of that Sobi Mask. Sobi Mask, all right, giving a little bit of additional mana regeneration. Perhaps the gargoyles or other units can get healed back up. They're going to try and heal up over here at the Fountain of Health on the bottom right-hand side of the map. Lich sitting at level 1 could use a little bit of mana. Ghouls and gargoyles healing up here are what are we going to see? Are the gargoyles going to try and engage against any of these units? Massive number of archers out here onto the battlefield with that range damage, but they were shooting uphill while causing them to miss their target pretty consistently. Dise now finally going in the Druids of the Claw after sitting at tier 3 for so long. Dual Orbs of Venom on the Keeper of the Grove and that Demon Hunter now, as the units are wandering around still. Panda as the third and final hero coming across from Dise for that Breath of Fire on all of those ghouls. All right, Lich didn't get that necessary experience, as that level 2 would have been a big deal perhaps for Dark Ritual or Frost Armor. All right, continuing to heal up here. Gargoyles looking to see where those wisps are. If you can take down a wisp or two, that could give level 2 to the Lich here, as we're going to see them trying to volley and attack. There goes level 2 now onto the Lich, as more and more wisps are getting taken down. Meanwhile, Ogre Lord Dise going to go ahead and try and clear out this top side here. Demon Hunter teleported back, able to use that Orb of Venom to attack those gargoyles, as we now see an engagement against the Tree of Life here. How much damage? There's a Death Coil. Frost Nova trying to finish off the Tree of Life. Tree of Life down to 300 hit points. Is it going to end up getting taken down? Drunken Haze. Are we going to see a Breath of Fire as well? Tree of Life down to 200 hit points, and it looks as though it will be saved by the Wisps working overtime. No Nature's Blessing there, as the gargoyles could really finish off. Could have taken down a Druid of the Claw pretty easily, but opted to back away instead. Keeper of the Grove has Kagar's Pipe of Insight for that Brilliance Aura, and the gargoyles are still trying to play that harassment game, but Sheik doesn't look like he is in a great position at all. More and more, Creep's going to get taken down here. Meanwhile, off to the north here, Panda finishing off the remainder of the Creep camp, now with Pendant of Energy for more and more Breaths of Fire. That is going to be an important aspect, as that Breath of Fire really does blow over those low hit point ghouls. Sheik now doing, I guess, a desperation transition into necromancers and a meat wagon, that pop-up army to try and take down the night elf units. All right, 47 over 50 supply. Yep, European classic. Well, um, that pop-up army, if it surprises your opponent, often does the job. It creates enough of a window of opportunity to take down or at least surprise your opponent there. Necromancers need quite a bit more mana. There is a slaughterhouse also getting up that disease cloud as well. Death Knight sitting at level 4, but in comes the engagement now. All right, where are the units fighting? Are we going to see the disease cloud? Where is that one meat wagon in the back? If he reveals it now, he will be tipping his hand. But if he doesn't, he may end up losing before the fight gets underway. All right, Death Knight going to try and engage here. All right, slaughterhouse. Production is done, meat wagons are done, and in comes that disease cloud onto all of those units. All right, slaughterhouse now taken down here. Gargoyles trying to make their way back and forth here. Staff of Preservation, Druids of the Claw, and Hi, Iris. Going to continue to engage here. Gargoyles, Mana Burn, trying to fight back against all of these units. Archers are taking a little bit of slow damage over time. And remember, this is during daybreak time, so they have no natural regeneration whatsoever. Panda getting teleported all the way back home. Necromancers continuing to fight. A little bit of that pop-up army starting to work. 47 supply compared to 60, as the Panda going to be coming back in onto the fight. Mana Burn onto the Death Knight, now completely out of mana here, as the ghouls could try and engage. Death Knight now gets up to level 5 as one Druid of the Claw getting blasted apart. A bunch of ghouls not engaging at all. Not quite sure, as Sheik really needs to fight with everything in order to defend against this mass archer army. All right, more damage still racking back up. Panda able to retreat back at 123 hit points, as the Lich now continuing the fight here. Scroll of Town Portal getting underway. So many archers getting taken down in the final moments there, as the ghouls finally broke free from that line over here off to the north and engaged against all of those archers. So many low hit point archers, and that disease cloud is still applied to them. That is going to continue to deal damage to them, and continue to do damage to them even during nightfall, as I believe it does negative 150 or negative 300% damage. So even at nightfall, the undead arm or the night elf army only heals at 200. So it's like negative natural regeneration. However, Fountain of Health should be able to lighten the load on those moonwells, as all of these archers are going to heal up slowly but surely. But remember, it is a percentage-based heal, making it difficult for these archers to heal back up at a rapid rate. 48 supply compared to 65. Dise has the larger supply lead, obviously here. Level 5, level 3 on the heroes compared to 5, 4, nearly level 3 on the Panda. Everything seems to be Dice's way, but we've seen undead pull off miracles in the past. Will I stream my games anytime soon? I don't have the time to really play WarCraft 3 at a competitive level anymore. So I would say no, I'm not going to be streaming my games anytime soon. But thanks for asking. I think my strength is now more in casting and making observations and having a little bit of fun there. All right. All right, coming back through, where are the gargoyles? Perhaps going to land, perhaps heal back up at that Fountain of Health. Main gold mines are nearly mined out. Thank you for the follow. We're down to 1 minute of mining on the main bases. And, Sheik going in for that all. You won't see your MMR in 4v4. 4v4 might be fun. Yeah, 4v4 might be fun. I remember doing a lot of 3v3. 4v4, there's just so much going on, though. All right. Lich, everything getting unsummoned here. We're seeing Sheik finally going into that low upkeep scenario here. More meat wagons getting trained up. There is one obsidian statue keeping everything topped off, and the armies are going to be pushing out here. Panda, however, is at level 3, so that level 2 Breath of Fire going to be a very big deal, and we have triple orbs of venom. So being able to stack up that damage over time across multiple targets is huge, as well as the army is now getting ready to break free. 104 gold, last bit of unsummoning, perhaps to buy a handful of items from the goblin merchant shop as things do get underway. Archers, no upgrades whatsoever, going up against 2-1 upgraded gargoyles, but those gargoyles don't really seem to be that main damage. I believe if he had upgraded the ghouls, these skeletal minions would have been upgraded as well, and that would have been the main damage dealt. Necromancers getting ready to make a bit of a play here. Mountain giants also joining in as that front line position, as we could be looking at perhaps some meat wagons trying to lob some attacks here. All right, Tree of Eternity taking quite a bit of damage already. Magic damage from the necromancers actually adding up quite a bit as we're looking at the meat wagons trying to get away from the mass archer army. All right, there's a big, massive breath of fire against many skeletal minions. Skeletal minions getting taken down already, as there goes that Tree of Eternity. Both sides need to fight their way through. There's some detonation as well, as all of the skeletal minions that were there are now pretty much gone. All right, Mountain Giant taunting its way through this fight here, able to take so much damage. More wisp detonation as the Keeper of the Grove uses a potion of invulnerability to lose all of that aggro. Death Knight now trying to retreat back here, but this is not looking good for Sheik. 73 supply over 70, both sides still fighting their way through. Disease Cloud is applied to the entire Night Elf army, but that's not gonna be enough to finish the job. Beautifully done, beautifully played there by Dise. Sheik really not approaching the game with the standard undead strategies, and it really showed, as there seemed to be windows of opportunity just he wasn't able to capitalize on. Ultimately, in the end, Sheik was able to make the game close there a couple of times, but the economic advantage was just far too much to overcome. Dice constantly was in low upkeep, so he had a larger army. He lost more gold to upkeep, but he was still able to mine more gold than his opponent, and he didn't need to trade that efficiently if his opponent was going to give him that much of an army size advantage. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.